Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
And welcome to the 498th episode of the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, back from the no internet land, Trainer Thatch, here today with our excellent, as always, co-host. We've got the one, the only, the man that some might call Lord Jushiro.
Hi. How are you doing?
And then we've also got the knowledgeable, as always, our Sigma.
Hello.
And welcome to the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, stands for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon from the video game to the trading card game to everything in between. Somebody actually posted a comment on YouTube the other day. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call them out. They're listening.
I think I saw this comment. Yeah,
and they said, if you guys really want to claim the title of talking about everything Pokemon in between, you guys have to make an episode on Pokemon board games. And I'll accept that challenge. But
I accept it too.
What we'll have to do is we'll have to see if there's a tabletop sim that lets you do it so that we can play it together.
Ooh, count me in for that. That's my new obsession lately. It's all board games.
We should definitely look into it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was I saw that and I wanted to mention that. Second, I have internet again, obviously. Last week I was out. I had a surprise, like, Thatch can't do the show last week, so that was a lot of fun. So thank you to Whimsicott for stepping in for that. It actually worked out really well because P. McGee was originally scheduled for this week, but he wanted to move to next week, and he was going to swap with Whimsicott anyway, but Whimsicott was already scheduled, so I was just like, yeah, I'm not there this week. Have fun.
It's hard because my the bar for dystopia for me right now is no internet. That's that's my dystopia nightmare right now.
I didn't realize how much I needed internet in my house, because I've definitely gone without internet before. Like when you move and stuff, you live without internet for a couple days. So I remember the last time I moved without internet was in 2018 when I first after I graduated from grad school and I moved to Dayton to start my job. And so there were 2 days where I didn't have internet. So I just read books. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. Everything else was fine. Yeah, it was unpacking, and I was reading a book, and it was really fun. And it was an okay time. So when the internet went out this time, I was just like, oh, I'll just do the same thing. And then but then I went oh, hey, Alexa, turn on my lights. And it was just I don't have internet, Star Fox. And it was just I was just oh no. Oh no. I've slowly converted my house into a smart house,
Same here. Alexa turns all the lights here and fans and everything.
Gosh. And so without the internet, so much of my stuff didn't work. It was very frustrating. It was literally the most frustrating thing in the world. Also, Thatch is very cheap outside of that. It doesn't pay for the cell phone plan that lets you use your phone as a hotspot.
I mean, usually it's not that useful.
Yeah, it's not needed.
Oh, no. I mean, well, it would have been nice to be able to do stuff on my iPad instead of my phone, But
that's fair.
That's about it, though. I wouldn't say anything else. I just wanted to use the hotspot for my iPad. Maybe hook my TV up to a hotspot. Maybe we could watch Netflix or something. But that was about it. That was about it.
We live in such a time where if there's ever a solar flare, we're so screwed.
Oh, dude, I felt that. I was just oh no. My dependency on the internet is very high. This is no bueno.
If our ancestors would see us now.
No bueno. Yeah, the good news is the fence that caused the issue is now in. It looks very nice.
Nice.
The dog that we got a couple months ago that I don't know that I've ever talked about.
Ooh, you got a puppy?
That's why we got a fence.
So now you can let it outside and not have to watch it. Good times.
Yeah, except she doesn't do that because she's got I wouldn't call it separation anxiety, but she's got this why would I be alone type idea in her head. And so she always wants to be glued to somebody.
Aww.
And so like you like if I open the door, like she'll go out, do her business, and then like come back and just like wait at the door. If you don't go out with her, that's all she does. She won't go out and entertain herself or anything. She'll go use the bathroom, and that's it. It is impossible for her to entertain herself, which is very frustrating.
How old is she?
She is, as of right now, 11 months old.
Oh, that's why.
We got her back in October. If you're friends with my wife on Facebook, she's been posting all the things about this dog on Facebook.
I am friends, but she's not one of the accounts that just shows up in my feed.
Yeah.
I will have to search for her.
Yeah, if you want to see it, you can just search for her. But she was, but like, I like stepped back when we got the dog. One, because I didn't really want a dog. So we got a dog. But two, she really never had a dog before, and she really wanted this dog to love her. So like, this is 100% her dog now.
Yeah.
The dog will use me as like a close second. Like, if my wife is gone,
if ever happens to option 1, then there's option 2.
Yeah, if my wife is gone, she's just like, yeah, okay, you're here. I could do the same things with you. But like, if she's here, no, I don't exist. I don't exist because mom's the most important person to dog. So. And that's okay. That's okay with me for a lot of reasons. For a lot of reasons. The cats don't like her, so it all works out. The cats like me now. I'm like the cat.
Does the cat like the dog?
No. Oh, well, so the dog thinks that one of our cats is her best friend.
Oh.
She will, like, it's the orange one. You've met my cats.
Yeah.
And he's like a very independent cat. And so when we first got her, he was tired of not being like able to go around his whole house because he owns the house.
Right.
And so he was like jumping into like the dog's area and stuff. And if the dog would come up to him, he would slap her, smack her. And she thinks that's the most fun game in the entire world. Trying to like dodge him smacking her. And so she thinks he's playing with her.
Oh.
So she thinks they're best friends. He does not reciprocate. He does not reciprocate.
Sounds like a great plot for a...
Oh, dude, it's like the relationship between all three of my pets now is hilarious. Because our younger cat, will bite the older cat who's her best friend. Like, when he gets hungry, he'll, like, bite him just to, like, out of frustration because he gets hangry. And, like, then the other one will, like, make a noise sometimes. And so the dog heard this one day and, like, ran up and tried to separate the two of them and tried to protect the one that she thought was her best friend. It's the weirdest thing. They don't like her. They will smack her, but she likes one of them a lot. And she keeps trying to get the other one to play.
I'm sure they get used to each other.
One day, I hope. It's better than it was when we first got her. And it's hard. I have to like constantly remind myself it's only been like 8 months.
Yeah.
So there's definitely time for that relationship to evolve, especially as like she settles down finally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Once she gets out of her puppy stage.
Yep. But
and she evolves. Oh, hey, right. This is a Pokemon podcast.
This is a Pokemon podcast, but people need to know about Thatch's life and internet connection.
Real life Pokemons.
People in the Discord this week were asking for the conclusion to that saga. about whether or not I had gotten my internet back. So I just want to let you know that I did. The fence people cut my internet line, and now I have an orange coax cable running on the top of my lawn.
I mean, you could have just kept up an illusion and said that you recorded this separately from us, and
oh, that's true. Yeah,
we just stapled it together. There's still no internet. You went to the library and uploaded this separately. It's fine. We just have that good of timing. It's fine.
Yep, that's what it is. I mean, we theoretically we could have done it. It was just the upload process would have been a bear. We could have done it last week because like I could have talked to you guys on my phone and it's still recorded locally, but it still would have just been a bear to upload. Oh well. Otherwise, this is a Pokemon podcast. Welcome to PUCL. We're gonna talk some Pokemon here in a minute. So there's some news to talk about this week. So let's kick it on over to the news. Let's cue that epic music.
Underground Radio Tower. This just in.
And welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to talk about that aren't E3, which is surprising.
Not surprising.
Both the thing I said and you said are correct.
If you saw E3, it's not surprising.
Yes.
If you didn't see it, it's surprising why.
I was still very excited by the Nintendo news to come out, so I'm not even complaining.
The Nintendo Direct was pretty solid.
It's like, oh, a good Mario Party, a Metroid game, and Advanced Wars is still alive? Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm happy.
It was a good Direct. I think that was as good as they could have done it without having like a big AAA thing in it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Like, generally speaking, everything's small from it, right? Like, even if you're a Metroid fan, Metroid is a smaller franchise from Nintendo.
It's not even like that game's also a smaller game. Dread's going to be a smaller game.
It looks amazing, though.
It's a 2D
I'm excited.
Metroid. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very obvious why Diamond and Pearl are the November games now.
All right, let's kick it in to gear and jump in. So for those of you in Europe, there's going to be an event for a Dynamax Crystal with a G-Max Sandaconda. All of this is underwhelming. Australia has a similar event for Flapple and Appleton. Oh, that's more exciting, actually. Those are actually version exclusives. Europe had it for the last TCG set. The US just had Sandaconda promo cards at GameStop. Not anymore, because somebody went over there with a neckbeard and bought them all.
Yep. You can now find them on eBay
Yeah,
for way too much money.
Wait, we're gonna get there, Jushiro. I wanted to ask you about this and maybe mention it to you if you haven't seen it already. But go ahead, Sigma, move on to this next part, which I think is probably the most exciting Pokemon news all week.
Yes. Yeah, but like we're getting more of it in a few weeks, so who cares?
Yes.
It doesn't get to be a topic yet. Pokemon Unite has been announced to release in July, and it will be coming first to the Nintendo Switch. I believe mobile's coming like a month or two later.
Yeah, I think mobile's like August or September, but it comes to Switch first, which makes sense. Because Nintendo's like, hey, you're going to make people buy it on our system first, please.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. I think it also might help with like how it gets people situated on the Switch so they're not putting their money into the iPhone and giving Apple the money.
Yep.
When they're buying their gems.
That's fair.
Though I believe that if you connect your Nintendo account or your trainer account to it, like
you can do both.
Be cross-platform, and it's fine, which is nice. Another thing that came out is that the only thing paid currency is actually required for in the game are the costumes for the Pokemon, so you can earn the Pokemon licenses that let you use the different characters.
Yeah, but that sounds like it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be grindy.
It's a question of how much is the grind, right?
Yeah, it sounds very grindy.
Well, it sounds pretty much a staple for those
for
MOBA games such as League of Legends and all that, where it's the costumes really what you pay money for.
You're right.
By the way, those costumes that they've shown look amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Why? I'm like, oh my god, I wish this was in a regular Pokemon game.
I suspect it's going to be something where it's like, yeah, there's one or two Pokemon I'm going to put money into and buy. Yeah. And that's how I'm going to play the game. And it's like, oh, okay, that's fine.
I love the Ninetales. The Ninetales look so amazing with the little glasses and stuff. They're great.
Oh, I'm excited for the game. Also, Cafe Mix got its big update, but whatever. Blastoise and Gardevoir have been confirmed for
I forgot that existed.
Unite. Everyone did. It's fine. It's been a year. No one cares. Blastoise and Gardevoir are confirmed.
The brushing your teeth one going?
I don't know.
I think it's still
for
there.
Kids. It's for kids. I haven't paid attention to it. But yeah. Unite is confirmed. Blastoise and Gardevoir are coming at later dates post-launch. So It's going to get content, to no one's surprise. It'll probably do better than Pokken. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, a new content that's coming, and I'm sure you're all excited for, is the new Professor's Research promo featuring Professor Willow. That it's going to finally has been announced. The primary way to get it in the US and in Canada is to order Pokemon Go franchise from the Pokemon Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get like Gengar beanies and whatnot. There's incubator backpacks.
I saw that they were already on eBay though for like $50 a pop.
Of course they are. Of course they are. That's how the economy works here.
I'm also a little upset by that because it's just a Professor's Research. Like, as an actual TCG player, I don't care which professor's on that card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they made it in such a way that they future-proofed it so they can stop like coming out with Sycamore and Juniper and being like, oh, you can't run both of these in a deck and expanded. They're just like, Professor's Research. One Professor's Research. Here you go.
I would probably pick Sycamore if Sycamore was available.
Yeah, I would do it only because that's when I really played the TCG for nostalgic reasons and no other reason.
Yeah, well, where are you going to play it now? That's the problem.
In my mind.
It's starting up again, probably.
They actually are slowly opening up some local game stores and stuff, though.
Yeah, but it hasn't gotten Steam yet.
Yeah, like Magic the Gathering starting up again. So I assume Pokemon should be soon to follow?
Yes.
Let's see. Depends on how they're running.
I would wait until after Player Cup 4 is over.
Yeah.
To really talk about it.
Which is like this weekend, I believe they're playing, and then...
Yeah, let them figure that out, and then we'll see how that goes.
Well, there's also going to be ways to get it through the league events in Europe, too, as well as in US and Canada. And it includes the code that gives you access to the special research featuring Meltan.
The code is, like, super ugly, too. The code is on the bottom of the card, like in a giant box.
Oh, man. So if you're a video game player, Pokemon Home got its update, and as such, you can download a Gigantamax Bulbasaur/Squirtle in Pokemon Sword and Shield and Home. They are the same Pokemon? I'm very confused by this.
The events are on both Home or in Mystery Gift.
Yeah, I saw that, and that's why I was confused.
And I don't know why they're the same Pokemon in both.
Yeah, I'm very confused.
You can get two of the same Bulbasaur or Squirtle because they're locked to nature and they're locked IVs, so...
Oh, well.
They're locked to bad natures, and they're locked to bad IVs.
Squirtle's okay nature-wise.
I was gonna say, they're giving you two just in case you screw up one, but in this case...
Squirtle is modest. Like, Squirtle's modest. That's fine.
Yeah.
Squirtle's doing okay. Bulbasaur is bold, which is fine for a Mega Venusaur.
Yeah, but Mega Venusaur doesn't exist.
I know. That's the problem.
It's sad.
There's a lot of investment you need to put into that Venusaur to make it usable.
Yes, you are not incorrect. All right, move on though, Sigma. Move on.
All right, so this week they announced a global exhibition happening in October. It is where the top players will be invited to battle alongside each other. For most of the world, it will be taking people from Players Cup 4, like the top players from there. I believe Japan is taking them from their Japanese championship, so
that's
exciting. They didn't tell us beforehand, so a bunch of people were like, hey, I'm taking this Players Cup off, and then it's like, oh, by the way. It's like, oh, well, that would have been nice to know. So people were complaining. It's like, this would have been nice to know before we could do the qualifier.
Before we decided to take this one off, you know?
It's like, we didn't want to play the Legend format. What can we say?
It's fine. All right, next one. Pokemon Go.
In Pokemon Go news, Regigigas will be a 5-star raid for the next couple of weeks and can be shiny, so congrats to all who's going to get Regigigas in Go this time around.
Well, it used to be an EX raid pass, so like that's kind of nifty.
It was an EX raid pass. It was like an $11 pass or $8 pass.
I assume they're killing they're killing EX raid passes. That's my assumption.
I don't expect those to come back, especially with remote raid passes. It's like, oh, good job, you got this thing for Germany. It's like, I'm not going to Germany to do my EX raid. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't want to. I hope EX raid passes don't come back.
Yeah. Well, one that is going to be officially released though, it is Meloetta finally, and it's going to be released on Go Fest.
Yeah, they kept having like this musical theme Go Fest. And they didn't keep talking about Meloetta, and we're all just sitting here like, you can just say it.
It's like, we see the green music notes on the logo. Like, we know it's coming.
We know it's there. We know it's there. Can you just tell us?
It could have been Jigglypuff.
It's like the world's worst secret.
It's like they're green music notes. They're green music notes.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, you gotta... To be fair, GoFest is pretty cheap this year. It's like $5.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting a ticket.
Yeah, it's super reasonable.
I mean, the Pokemon spawning aren't that most exciting, but hey, I'll get a sock and a Chatot. Sock and Chatot,
yeah.
I would never ever thought of hearing Chatot right after the comment, there's no interesting Pokemon, and Chatot is an option as one.
Chatot's a regional somewhere.
It's a regional.
I don't know where. I don't know where you get Chatots.
No, regionals have just gotten way out of hand, because there's so many of them now.
Wow.
It's just like, there's so many that it's just like, oh, if you travel here, you'll see something different, which is kind of cool, like when you do travel. But, there's been a pandemic for 16 months. That hasn't been going too well.
When Bouffalant's locked to New York, it's like, oh,
what?
Joy.
It's like super specific, yeah. Some of them are dumbly specific. The one that I'm really upset that they haven't put in yet is Vivillon, because like Vivillon, like you could legitimately do that.
And you wouldn't feel bad because it's like, oh, okay.
You still have the Pokemon, it's just different forms. That's a perfect way to do it. That's a perfect way to do it. That's just
like
me.
That's a perfectly fine regional.
Yep.
And you can put it in raids so people can actually like remote raid pass with other people from different areas.
See, we just made their game better.
Doesn't require much, but yeah.
Yeah. Finish off the Pokemon Go stuff, Sigma.
Yeah, because everyone wants to hear about the big Bidoof event happening June 5th or June 25th to July 1st.
Oh,
so much Bidoof. Yeah, there's a bunch of random moves that the Bidoofs can learn through TMs. Who cares? They're Bidoofs. They're not going to be good. Maybe there's going to be a Bidoof Cup at some point, but like no one cares about Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, or Ice Beam on your Bidoof, because I think when it evolves, it just gets Hyper Beam anyway. There's going to be a research that gets you a little Bidoof hat, because why wouldn't there be? And more importantly, the catch bonuses keep going up each like couple days. So the last 2 days, it's like times 4 catch experience, which
that's
I'm
nifty.
kind of excited for.
Yeah. That's exciting, actually.
So many Bidoofs. Oh, they can be shiny too.
Yeah.
Yay.
So the last thing to talk about is this is like the PUCL segment about PUCL news that's happening. And for those of you listening to the show, take notes because it's long today. One, Summer League has started. Come to the Discord, hang out with us, do gym battles. I actually did mine just before this recording, so it was a good time. A lot of people got my badge because week one's always the week to do it, in my opinion, because I'm still figuring out the team and making adjustments. So congrats to almost everybody that got my badge today. And then if you want more PUCL tournaments, because now we're going to start running like 2 at a time, we've got a new one called the Triple Tri-Attack Triathlon. That's a mouthful. It is a tournament. It's going to be on Showdown. What this is you've heard us talk about the Dodrio Cup that Sigma and I participated in a few months ago, and that where it's teams of 3 people get together, and they duke it out against other teams of 3, and to move on and do better. I guess I don't know how to explain that otherwise.
There's a species clause.
Yes, there's a species clause among all 3 of us. All 3 players in a team, so no teams can carry the same Pokemon on them.
It's like if someone's using the Clefable, the other 2 teams cannot have the Clefable.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
There are 24 unique Pokemon between 3 players. And this time it's going to be OU. Ours is going to be an OU style tournament because we're going to handle it all on Showdown, so you can actually play OU. So definitely check it out. This is a dry run to see how well one of these does. The signups are going to be open on June 20th, so the day before this episode releases. They should be
hopefully
out.
They haven't filled up yet.
Yep. You can max out at 24 players. We're going to max out at 24 players. The teams are going to be randomly assigned. So keep that in mind as well. You just sign up as an individual and we'll find you 2 friends. But if you're interested in this, let us be sure to head on out over to the Discord server to sign up. It's actually going to be a blast. That starts, I believe, the week of July 4th as well, the tournament. It's going to be 5 weeks long, I think, from there. So just if you're interested in that, be sure to jump on over. PUCL 500 news is also here. So for those of you who didn't listen to the beginning of this episode, this is 498.
We're so close.
That means that we're almost episode 500. So we're doing a bunch of stuff to celebrate. And so the first thing is there's going to be a live recording of Game Corner, I believe at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. On Monday, June 28th. That's all going to happen in the Discord. We're going to try out their new panels feature or whatever. What do they call it?
Stages?
Discord stages. Where you guys can come and listen while the hosts are on stage. I may or may not be there. We'll see, depending on how my work works. But definitely check that out. If you want to do more things, we're going to start doing a giveaway for copies of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Shining or not shiny, right? Shining.
I have no clue. I don't care. I'm getting Diamond. I don't know.
So we're going to be giving away 5 copies for 500 episodes of PUCL. And so what we're going to do is they're going to be given away through a variety of means. I think one of them is going to be given away at the Game Corner recording on June 28th, so be sure to be there. One of them will probably be on social media. I think one of them will also be given away while we record this podcast, episode 500 live, on June 3rd at 10 a.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/PuclPodcast. There will be a copy July 3rd. That's what I meant. There's going to be a copy of the game given away there to somebody watching the stream. You will also be able to, going to be another thing later the afternoon of July 3rd, where we're going to use the stages feature again on Discord, but we'll also probably stream it as well if you don't want to use Discord for some reason instead.
Yeah.
We're going to do panels of the co-hosts, and we're going to let you guys ask questions of the co-hosts to learn a little bit more about them. That should be happening somewhere around, I believe, 2 p.m. in the afternoon on the 3rd of July. If you missed that, don't worry. That will be recorded, and that will be episode 501, so Thatch can take a week off. I can have a Saturday. I can have a Saturday to go ahead and just take off. So that will be episode 501. So be sure to be there if you want to ask your favorite co-hosts their favorite questions. We will get a schedule up for you guys on the Discord server for some of these things. There's probably going to be more that happens throughout the week as well. I just don't want to promise you things without knowing 100% that they're happening. But keep an eye out. These are the big things. Those are the big things I want you guys to be aware of. And please be there if you want to be there. I just love hanging out with all of you. So let's keep that in mind. That is it for the news, though. So we're going to kick it on over to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we will quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And welcome to Puckle's Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge. Thank you to Mark for bringing us all of those rules like he does every week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and ask you guys some questions. Our first question this week is going to be from T Flyer. What Pokemon attacks Professor Birch in the first the first episode of season 6 of the anime?
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed.
Because it's probably not going to be Poochyena like it is in the games. Oh no.
Repeat the question one more time.
What Pokemon attacks Professor Birch in the first episode of season 6 of the anime?
I know Poochyena's in the games. I don't know the anime.
I mean, the only one. I mean, what else can it be?
A Zigzagoon. It could be Bugs.
I'm gonna need an answer. I'm gonna just pressure you for an answer. Shoot it from the hip.
I'm Team Poochyena because
Poochyena. It's the only one that makes sense to me.
It's the one I know.
Poochyena is correct.
Oh my god!
It's the same as Ruby and Sapphire. However, in Emerald, he's actually attacked by a Zigzagoon. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know. I was thinking from Oras. It's been a while since I played the original games.
The originals, in Emerald, he's attacked by a Zigzagoon instead of a Poochyena.
That Zigzagoon's not as threatening.
No, not at all.
Galarian would be.
Galarian.
I mean,
that
granted,
thing's got rabies. Oh no!
I was gonna say, if I see a raccoon in real life, I'm gonna run.
All right. So this next one is from Vaporeonic. I hope I said that correctly. What is the only Pokemon that has appeared in its own 2 separate Pokemon Go community days?
Oh, I think I know this one. It's Charmander. Because they gave it a dragon move for Charizard X.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It has to be. I mean, I wouldn't even know.
Is Charmander your final answer?
It's Charmander.
Charmander is correct. Charmander.
Roll, Sigma.
Charmander was a community day in May of 2018 and also October of 2020.
Blastburn and I think Dragonclaw.
Yeah, I think it was something dumb. All right, so you guys are 2 for 2. Your next question is your Pokédex question. So I'm going to read you a Pokédex entry, and you're going to try to tell me what Pokemon that belongs to. All right, so this one is going to come to you from King of the Snorlax. Its Pokemon X entry reads, after nesting in bramble bushes, the wings of its chicks grow hard from scratches by thorns. Who's that Pokemon?
So this is a
It's a bird.
It's a bird Pokemon that nests on the ground, not on the trees.
Braviary, maybe? Maybe, because Corviknight becomes a steel type, maybe it's in that family?
This is from Pokemon X. Pokemon X.
Oh, Pokemon X. Okay, it's not Corviknight.
Spearow?
I mean, it could be a Spearow? Okay, I don't mind Spearow as a first guess.
I mean, I'm trying to recall which Pokemon I know that nest on bushes. I mean, I think that's the clue. And that it's a rough-natured Pokemon, which it's, it's not a Pidgey. And I'm thinking the only two I can think of is Spearow and...
I mean, it could be Skarmory.
But why would Skarmory get scratches on his metal wings with thorns?
Maybe baby Skarmory don't have metally wings.
Oh, that must be adorable and frightening. What do you think,
imagine?
Sigma?
I'm fine with saying Spearow for the first try.
Yeah. Okay, let's try it. Spearow.
Spearow is incorrect. So your next entry is going to come to you from Pokemon Shield. People fashion swords from this Pokemon shed feathers. So this Pokemon is a popular element in heraldic designs.
I'm so sorry, Sigma.
Oh, so it is Skarmory.
Yeah.
Skarmory is correct.
Why would their wings get scratched by thorn? They're made of metal.
Well, because they're probably not metal yet. They probably have to harden.
Oh.
They have to harden, yeah.
It's okay. We still haven't used the hint. We're good.
All right. Our next question is your multiple answer question. This one can be worth up to 3 points today. There are 3 Pokemon for this answer, so 1 point for each. This is from Trevster. What 3 Pokemon can use the move Steel Beam as a learned move? So not from Mimic, Mirror Move, or Mirror First, while also not being a Steel type.
Steel Beam.
So essentially, what Pokemon can be not Steel type and learn Steel Beam?
So what Pokemon can learn Steel? So what Pokemon can be a Steel type at some form? I assume would be like the question. So it's like Silvally and Necrozma. I would think could be 2 of them.
Okay.
Because Necrozma could become a Duskmane Necrozma and then remove the Duskmane, but still keep Steel Beam. Maybe. Same thought process for Silvally. It can be a Steel type sometimes.
What else? Steel Beam.
Yeah, Steel Beam is a tutor move for any Steel type Pokemon, essentially. So
right. Okay. Probably any rock Pokemon that can learn it?
No, just Steel types.
But there's Steel types that can learn it, though. That's the question. I mean, there's non-Steel type that can learn it.
Yeah, I think it's like essentially asking what Pokemon has forms that can learn Steel Beam. Maybe Mew.
I was going to say
the other option.
It's a beam Pokemon. What Pokemon's good at doing beams?
Well, no, the thing is, no Pokemon, I think, learns it leveling up. It's only through tutor.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, yes. But what I mean is, like, for example, like, Blastoise has 2 giant turns, so it's good at it learns shooting things, so I'm thinking, what's a good Pokemon that it's known for doing beam type?
Oh, you guys get 2 strikes, by the way. I just need names.
Okay, Necrozma.
Necrozma is incorrect.
Oh,
that's 1 strike.
Or Mew. How about Mew? Mew.
Mew is also incorrect.
Wow.
Wow.
So
okay.
Next strike and you're out.
Can Alakazam learn beam? With Steel Beam?
Do we want to use a hint now?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of these Pokemon can be Steel types, but they aren't in their base forms. These Pokemon all have different forms that can be Steel type.
Forms, not evolutions.
Yeah.
2 of them are from Generation 8, and 1 of them is from Generation 7.
Okay. So I'm still feeling Silvally is probably the Gen 7 one, because Necrozma wasn't.
Hey, you lock that in?
I guess so, yeah.
That is correct. It is Silvally.
Okay.
So then 2 Gen 8 Pokemon that can be Steel types. Would that be
Arceus?
the Doggos?
Oh, wait,
Doggos.
Okay.
Are you going to guess those? Are you locking those in? Zacian and Zamazenta?
We'll lock in the 2 Doggos.
Those are also correct.
Oh my god, yeah.
Those are also correct. They can also learn Steel Beam. Yay!
It was worth the hint.
Silent
So
clap.
you guys got 3 points there. So you guys are at 6 out of 4. You can go for 7 here if you get your base stat question correct. So this question is your base stat question as always. And we're going to let it come from Liger, the trivia master himself.
Ooh.
By trivia master, I mean the man who gathers the trivia. And he wants to know what ghost type Pokemon has the highest base attack stat.
Base attack?
Yep.
Isn't that
I don't think Marshadow is it.
What about Bennett?
Mega Banette is up there.
Yeah.
Mega Banette might be it. Because
Yeah.
I don't think it's Marshadow. Marshadow's too rounded stats. And it has too high of speed to have it be invested in attack too.
Right.
Hoopa, Big Hoopa is
I
not...
forgot about Hoopa.
Except it's Little Hoopa, not Big Hoopa, that's a ghost type. And Little Hoopa doesn't have that scary of an attack stat, I don't
There you
think.
go. Okay.
If it were Big Hoopa, that might be the answer. But Big Hoopa is not ghost.
Okay. So yeah, I'm leaning to Mega Bennett.
Yeah.
Mega Banette is correct at 165.
Hey, look, everyone's tied. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's tied. The next highest is Aegislash in sword form with 140. Delmise with 131. And then Blacephalon with 127. Everybody forgets about Blacephalon because its special attack's just way higher.
Yeah.
I'm sad Dusknoir is not up there.
Yeah, it's crazy high. Yeah, Dusknoir I think it's close though. It's like 120 or 110 or something like that. It's got a decently high attack.
I thought it was
stat.
like decent, yeah, but like it's no Dusclops.
Dusclops just has better defenses for sure with Eviolite because I think the defenses are like 10 points higher.
5 to 10 points higher,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, Dusknoir had like its moment in the sun in Gen 4 and then it never was good again.
Because Eviolite existed in the cycle.
All right, so that gives you guys 7 points. So you're tied, 5-way tie for first place in your race to 30 is going to come from Sigma, Jushiro, Seth Vilo, Linian, and P. McGee, all with 7. So we'll see. It's still anybody's game. First to 30 wins. So on that note, we are going to call it there, and we are going to kick it on over to the topic. Hey guys, if you haven't already, be sure to head over to Patreon and check out our PUCL Anime Club podcast, where we go over Pokemon journeys, talk about the episodes. You can listen to the commentary real time as you watch the show, or you can just go ahead and listen to our review episode that we do at the end. You just have to go over to Patreon and be at the $5 tier to be able to access it. I think it's been a lot of fun making, and I hope if you decide to go and listen to it, you have a great time listening to it as well. But until then, keep on listening to the show, and you've got a topic to get to. And welcome to the topic. Our topic today is TPCI. What's going on, bro?
Hello? Is anyone there?
That's not what it's going to say on the show, but that's what I want to call it. The title of the episode is not going to be like, yo, TPCI, what's going on, bro? It's going to be like, is TPCI still, do they care? I think what we want to talk about today is we were expecting one, obviously, to talk about E3 news and like some of the new stuff they dropped. Or at least like finding out that Shining Diamond and, or not Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, or like actual, true, faithful remakes in the sense that they're not exciting. That's still my assumption, by the way.
I mean, if they're not exciting, that's still fine because the original Gen 4 doesn't play well.
Yes, no, you're absolutely right. No, with the modern conveniences of the Gen 8 battle system, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
They didn't announce anything at E3 at all. Like, no Pokemon whatsoever. That's the first time since 2013 that there hasn't been anything Pokemon. Type. That's when they announced Fairy type. That's when, I mean, like every year they have some Pokemon at E3 just to be like, hey, the game's coming. Here's
a new Mega.
Some nice little trailer or something.
I think I'm really okay with Pokemon, like, not talking about Legends Arceus, if that makes sense, at E3, but I kind of expected, like, a little bit from Brilliant Diamond. I think the problem is right now, you can't talk about one without the other. They seem very intertwined in TPCI's release schedule and in their PR.
Yeah.
It seems they're very much intertwined because we got the release dates for both of them at the same time. They were both announced at the same time.
Right.
I think that they see both of these as somewhat combined, and maybe there's some compatibility between the two.
I expect it, kind of.
Yeah, I definitely expect it.
If having save data for Legends Arceus unlocks the Azure Flute in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I expect it to be a little bit more intense than that. I could totally see some kind of like transporter feature or something like that, or I don't know, just some kind of connectivity.
Maybe that's what they replaced Pal Park with.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I could absolutely see that. I'm very confused why they didn't do anything. I'm more confused that they're just like, hey, here's Unite, it's coming out.
I'm not too surprised by that. They had to announce Unite separate from their last Pokemon Presents, right? So there's a deal there somewhere that I feel like Unite needs to be.
I don't know who made the deal, so hear me out. So we've got Unite. It had to be announced separately from the rest of the stuff last year. And it was obviously on its own this year as well. So we all know Tencent has like a sketchy company, right? Morally.
Yeah.
And I wonder, so maybe Tencent made the deal and was like, oh, hey, if we're going to do this, you need to just publicize it separately from everything else.
We need exclusive promotion.
Or I could see TPCI working with them opposite and being like, we're going to work with you. We're going to announce everything separately because let's say the Tencent like ethics thing comes up in a bigger way in the gamer like community.
They can have it more separate. It's like,
well, then it's way easier to hide all the videos and tweets if everything's separate with Unite, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's way easier to do it that way.
What really surprised me is like, specifically for Unite, that if there is a time where that audience would be paying attention, would be E3. I mean, MOBA is a hardcore gamer's game. And though the people who usually play MOBA, they're paying attention to E3 and what Blizzard and what all these companies say. And to not have something Unite related on E3 seems kind of suspicious.
Well, so if you think about it the way that I was just thinking about it, again, it's separate. It's not in the direct. You can can just hide these videos and you're done. It's kind of like how they did the Subs Across America for the Subway promotion back in 2012. They had Jared at the end.
Oh, God.
And so that video is buried, and it doesn't exist as far as Subway is concerned.
Yep. If there's anything they want you to remember them by, is that friends that said that their bread is not really bread.
Yes.
That's the one scandal they want you to remember. Don't remember Jared.
Don't remember Jared. And Jared, so like they buried that video. And so I could totally see it being the same thing for Pokemon when in comparison to Unite. But I still think it's really interesting that we got nothing on BDSP, which concerns me. But yeah, go ahead. I know. Yeah, you're telling me about this.
Yeah, I was checking their financial records. As you guys know, I like following all that stuff, and they're doing baller. They're still having, and the last time they posted was on May of 2001 this year, and their gross profit right now is incredible. It's a 21.2% increase year over year from 2019 all the way now, and they hit a total revenue of $1.1 billion with an operating profit of $254 million. Their bankroll, it's the highest they've ever done. I assume is that they're doing so well that they feel confident enough that they don't depend on E3 to do their thing.
I would agree with that, but I feel like it's just one of those, I don't know, maybe they feel confident in that, but at the same time, they've never not done that. You know what that means? Mm-hmm, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I would be like, oh, this is part of a winning formula, right? And I would keep doing it. I wouldn't not show up.
It didn't help either also that the rest of E3 was pretty bland.
Like I said, I like Nintendo's conference. I didn't care about most of the rest of the stuff.
Yeah,
no one had anything really. People online were saying it's one of the worst E3 in history. It's just nothing exciting came out of it.
There was just like a global pandemic that slowed down work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm unsurprised that there wasn't a bunch of stuff that dropped this year. Like, I can totally see 2022 being a huge year for video games in general.
I mean, it's getting Breath of the Wild and Splatoon 3 on top of Legends Arceus. Like, yeah, I'm excited for 2022.
Yeah, 2022 is going to be an exciting year. Yeah, I just think it's so weird because it doesn't give me much hope for BDSP in seeing that they don't want to talk about it seems to me right now like it's this, or I guess it should feel to me, it's not going to be that great. You know what I mean? Because if they're not going to, if they're going to go right now, we're on a 4-month hiatus from when they've announced the game to telling us literally anything else about it.
I mean, it's hard to say that their decision making is based on the quality of the game or not. Specifically with companies, I mean, companies will know that they have a bad game on them and they'll still promote the hell out of it just so they can sell.
I mean, there's a floor in how bad it can be, right? Like, I don't think it can be worse than the original Diamond and Pearl.
I agree with that. I think the thing that worries me, because they are obviously like doing minor advertisements, like you can get a Facebook ad right now for Legends Arceus and BDSP. Those exist. The problem is they're not telling us anything new about them, which makes me feel like there is nothing new about them like, one, I'm not surprised. It's kind of what I've been preaching a little bit since their announcement. Because they claim they are quote-unquote faithful remakes. And I totally understand not talking about Legends Arceus right now, because that's another 2 months after that game comes out.
Yeah. Like, you don't want to put Arceus above Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, you don't want people to not buy Diamond and Pearl. The way that this feels, it can be best summed up by a quote from one of the greatest American movies of all time, Dodgeball, from 2004. Bold strategy, Cotton. I hope it works out for them. Bold strategy, Cotton.
I think a lot of what comes down to is that it's hard to re-release a DS game, right? So you kind of have to take this approach with remakes going forward, or you.
Oh yeah, no. I think the way they handled the remake is fine. Especially I don't know. Like, the thing that really gets me, and this is probably just harping on things that I've talked about in the past, is I've always been worried about Dexit to some extent affecting Pokemon as a whole. And the way I preached it wasn't going to affect Sword and Shield, which it obviously did not if you look at those sales numbers and if you look at their profit margins. What it's going to affect is things that come out after Sword and Shield. And I think we're starting to see that now, because the number of people that come up to me and they're just like, yeah, I can't wait for them to add the Sinnoh Pokemon that are missing into Sword and Shield.
It's like, I don't know if they'll do that.
Yeah, I'm just like, because like that's one video they could drop and be like, hey, you can bring them over when you're done. Mm-hmm. That would be really cool. But also
it means nothing. Like, it's like, oh, cool, I have Staraptor and...
Yeah, I mean, none of the Pokemon are good. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah. It's like, nothing's really making a difference when you already have the Legends in.
You're absolutely correct in that regard.
Again, if they do, and honestly, and I might get a little flack for this on the community, but I honestly, if they keep releasing Pokemons per set and not just all at once, I'm okay with that. I like that.
So I've been a big fan of how we've been doing a slow rollout. I've been a fan of this rollout, but I'm not a fan of the rollout being incomplete when we're done.
Yeah, I understand.
That's where I stand too. It's like, I'm fine with incomplete Pokedexes at the start of a generation. I would like it to be finished at some point.
I just like that more Pokemon have their time to shine.
My bar is super low right now.
Just in a base game, like, right?
Yeah.
Like, Sword and Shield should be where the complete dex is, not BDSP. Like, that can be its own Sinnoh dex, and I won't care.
I mean, wouldn't it be maybe backwards compatible where you can transfer?
They don't need to anymore.
No, you don't need to, because what you do is you just
go through home.
Yeah, that.
Well, that's what I mean, but that's what I mean, that possibly the Pokemon that they haven't added right now is because they're waiting on the new version so that you can get them through there and then transfer them to Sword and Shield.
So if we make the assumption that these are quote-unquote faithful remakes, I think I said this a couple weeks ago. Or no, I didn't. I said it. Oh, I was on another podcast that I forgot to mention. A couple weeks ago, I was on it's called The Infinite Rabbit Hole. They talk about things like cryptids and stuff like that. And they wanted to do an episode on Pokemon.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was a fun show. It was a fun show to be a part of. So I appreciate those guys letting me come on. And we were talking Pokemon over there, and we were talking about the Dexit nonsense. And I'm like, well, if you imagine all the Pokemon come over from BDSP, and you imagine that BDSP has, the national Dex as of BDSP, national Dex in quotes, which brings you up to 493, you're still going to be about 69 Pokemon short. Because you're going to be missing things like mini or... Yeah, nice. Nice.
They stopped right there.
That's assuming you can get things, because if you look at the catchable Pokemon in Diamond and Pearl are actually really good about letting you get almost all the Pokemon in the National Dex, by the way.
Yeah.
It's pretty much everything except like starters and Tropius. Tropius, Tangela, and the starters, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, there's like very weird exclusions. I don't know. So like the thing that gets me is like we don't have like a Feraligatr yet in Gen 8. And all I want to do at this point, like I don't even care about Swish getting updated at this point. I care about being able to play Gen 8 games and being able to get a national Dex on Pokemon Home.
Right.
Through Gen 8 games. That's what I want. I feel like that's a really low bar.
Yeah.
Is a stupid low bar. Let me finish the Dex based on this, and I don't know that they're going to hit it. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe Legends Arceus will surprise me, and like maybe Froakie will be in it for some reason.
Sneaking suspicion that maybe Arceus will be the least compatible game with the rest.
I think it'll go to home.
It's like a question of is it compatible with home? And I think the answer is probably yes.
I think the answer is probably yes too, because I think it says a lot about the future of the franchise in general. Like Arceus makes more sense to me in terms of what they want to try to accomplish with like the National Dex.
Right.
I think it's a really cool idea, and I'm all for it. The only execution I hope that they follow through with is by the end of Generation 8, you can catch all 898 Pokemon and put them in home throughout all of the games. Like, make me buy 5 different games with DLC content to be able to do this, and I will be okay. Because I don't like that I don't like that there might have been a kid who joined in Sun and Moon whose favorite Pokemon's Kamala or Crabrawler. Both those are solid Pokemon. We're not going to talk about Bruxish.
We're not stretching the possibilities here. We're not claiming anyone likes Bruxish.
We're not going to Pokemon shame here.
There could be a kid who joins Gen 7, likes Kamala, likes Minior, likes Crabrawler. Not Crabominable, let's be serious.
Yeah, no one likes that one.
No, we're being realistic here.
But likes those Pokemon, and then literally the next Pokemon game, they're gone. They can't like those anymore. And then you could have the same thing happen then in Gen 9, right? There's a kid who starts in Gen 8, and they're just like, oh, my favorite Pokemon is, let's say, Dreadnought? The most unexciting Pokemon ever.
Maybe they like Choodle.
Choodle or Dreadnought, right? And then, Gen 9 comes around, we don't have Choodle or Dreadnought, ever. And I feel like that's very frustrating. Especially with the used game market, the way it is, especially for Pokemon games. The used game market in the past year has gotten ridiculous. I say this as a person who follows retro games in general.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Like, I didn't realize, so Path of Radiance, the Fire Emblem game for GameCube, that used to go for something like $150, which it sounds about right. But I just saw it recently, and it skyrocketed to like $250, $300.
Yeah. COVID was big on the video game market.
Yes, it was.
It was a big, huge boost on it because people had nothing else to do. They were in the house.
A lot of DS games shot up too. Like mid-2000s era games just blew up.
Overall, mobile games had an incredible increase on players. And then since we're now returning to work, many are not, are leaving those games and stuff like that. It was just a big, huge boost to the video game market. And it's like everything else. Like we all knew that theaters were on the dying end. And then video game just kind of like skyrocket thanks to COVID because people get bored, and when you lock people in houses, people get even more bored.
Like MMOs had a huge year too. Right?
Yep.
It's pretty much when you have expendable income because you're not going on trips, so you usually spend money on your trips, and so you've got that extra, let's say $2,000 that you're going to spend to go somewhere for vacation. What are you going to do with it now? Buy video games, I guess. Buy electronics. I mean, this all goes to like chip shortage. I mean, we can go into like far things outside of Pokemon, but it does affect things. I'm still upset that they didn't say anything, and that we still don't have like news that a direct is coming, like a Pokemon direct, is coming.
I mean, especially after they announced Unite, and I guess the Cafe Mix update.
I wouldn't be surprised if we heard something in July, and that's only because that is quote-unquote Sinnoh month, for those of you who don't follow literally everything Pokemon. Because it's the 25th anniversary, which is even more astounding. They said nothing at E3. Haven't said anything since February. So this is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. And so what they're doing is every month since Pokemon Day, they've been highlighting one generation per month going backwards from 8. So March was 8, April was 7, 5's this month, right? 5's right now.
Yep,
so
I bought the Pikachu for this month.
So April was Gen 8, May was Gen 7. Oh wait, no, there's Gen 6 in there. I skipped. May was Gen 6. Now we're on Gen 5. So next month is Gen 4.
The weird thing about that theory is, though, that I don't think Japan's doing the same thing. So,
really? Yeah. Are they not?
Mm-hmm. I don't think so, no.
Okay, well, never mind then. My theory's shot.
Yeah. I don't think Japan has the same promotion as we do.
I mean, to be fair, it's like the worst promotion.
Yeah.
It's not very well done outside of like their Twitter and Pokemon Center.
I enjoy collecting the oversized cards.
The oversized cards aren't they doing the oversized cards over in Japan?
Are you like putting on the wall,
so, no.
or what are you doing with those?
Oh, they have a binder that comes out with them.
Yeah, they had a special binder you could buy.
They had a
specifically
binder?
for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. If you can get them for the 20 minutes they're available on Pokemon Center when they go up, it's a nice thing to collect.
I think GameStop has them sometimes.
Like, they're awful to put in big box stores just because of the packaging.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, it's just a giant booster pack. There's no cardboard around it or anything. It's just a big booster pack with little booster packs in it.
So when do you think that they will completely give like the release trailer for the new ones that are coming this year?
I'm still a little concerned. I'm still a little concerned that we already got it.
Oh, snap. Okay.
That's my big concern, is that we already got it. Like, this is what it is. It's already done, guys. Yeah. We're doing some tweaks.
We'll get a marketing push maybe in August.
Oh, for sure we'll get something closer to November, right? Like, we'll get something where they're just like, hey, we're going to talk about the game a little bit more. To be fair, the Switch release cycle was pretty light too.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a game each month. Maybe 2 games.
Is that what you mean? An update each month?
Oh, you mean Sword and Shield?
Yeah, Sword and Shield. Like, they were very slow in their release.
They were very slow, and then they picked up in September, October.
Yeah,
right?
which is, I mean, that could be what happens here as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's less to show for this.
I don't know.
So.
I also want to hear more about Legends Arceus.
That's what everyone wants.
I'm sure there's going to be a reveal at some point where they're just like, Legends Arceus connects with BDSP in this way. And like, that's the 5 to 10 minute video. And that's all they talk about.
That seems like an October thing.
It does. It's definitely an October thing. So it's just like, you should buy BDSP even if you weren't planning on it. You were going to buy Legends Arceus. Ha ha ha.
My curiosity is if it'll go BDSP into Arceus as well.
I think so. I don't think it's going to be like trade Pokemon type deal. I think there's going to be some other connectivity. I think there's going to be some other connectivity. Something where like, oh, if you have BDSP save data, you can catch these extra Pokemon or something, kind of like the GBA slot.
Yeah.
Or you could, I don't know. There's going to be some connectivity, and it's going to be a two-way street, in my opinion.
It's like, I can easily picture, hey, you can transfer Pokemon from BDSP or from Arceus to BDSP. I don't think the transfer would go the other way. So
I don't think so. I don't think so. And my answer why, and this is something that somebody pointed out, and maybe, it was on Discord. So I think Liger pointed it out. I'm probably misrepresenting, but if you actually look at the Pokemon information in BDSP versus the Pokemon information in Legends of Arceus, like, you know how we get like, oh, here are your starters, and like, here's their ability, right. here's their
yeah. No, I remember this. Arceus didn't give abilities.
Arceus didn't give abilities, yeah. Oh, no, it's fine. I think it's perfectly fine, especially if the leaks that we've heard very early on are true, that they're changing the battle system in Arceus to be a little bit different. It's it's just like, because it's a single player game as opposed to something that you can play with other people.
It's not something that needs balance. You can just make abilities something that are innate to Pokemon. It's like, Decidueye's a sniper. Let's give it a sniper ability. Yeah, and then you could you can transfer them over to a real Pokemon game and they get assigned an ability or whatever. Maybe they're all hidden abilities again, right? Just don't let Machamp learn Fissure. Or make abilities something you get while leveling up. Yeah. Like, who knows?
Oh, kind of like Fire Emblem. That's an interesting concept.
Ooh.
Yeah, like that could be cool. There's a lot of things you can do when you don't have to worry about a multiplayer system.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Like, like it holds them back design-wise. So I'm interested to see Arceus.
Yeah, I also expect, I'm going to be completely honest, I expect Arceus to introduce new Pokemon. I expect there to be like a couple of new Pokemon. I think there's going to be a couple of new Pokemon in Arceus.
Do you think it's going to be another, like a parallel universe? You know, we know the lore and all that and how many of them are different worlds. Do you think they're stepping away from the Sword and Shield universe for a new universe? Or is it going to be the same universe in the past?
I think what you're asking is, no, I'm not saying this because I don't like you. And this is going to sound like way more blunt than what I mean for it to be, but I think that's a bad question.
Okay.
I think it's whatever BDSP is in the past.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think it matters anyway, because they don't really follow any rules. Pokemon, like, my favorite comparison of like timelines and stuff, and isn't actually from Pokemon, it's from Legend of Zelda, where people were talking about people like talk about the timeline all over the place.
Yeah, that
I think the biggest thing with that, the quote unquote official Zelda timeline, I don't think any of the devs cared. They found some fan theory that made sense and said, yeah, sure, why not?
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think the same thing falls for Pokemon. If there ever is like a quote unquote official timeline, they're just going to be like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, that sounds right. Sure.
I only bring it up because it would be the only thing that would explain how Arceus has new Pokemon that, future generations don't have. I mean,
you can just always claim that they're like extinct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look, you revived them, or you found a revived version of it.
In BDSP, it's in the past far enough that they still exist. Yeah, I would like to see a lot of Pokemon in Arceus that aren't Gen 4 or up to Gen 4. I think it would be really cool to find things like Minior or
Sawsbuck.
some other Pokemon that typically isn't in Sinnoh that maybe migrated away from Sinnoh. Like I would find it hilarious if like Yungoos was in the game. Like that's the region where all the Yungoos came from.
That would be amazing. That would be fun.
Because Yungoos aren't from Alola. They were brought to Alola to handle the Alolan Rattata.
Maybe you have to collect young goose for an Alolan, or for someone for a Malola.
Yeah, I think it would be really cute to have references to that.
Could you get us a Pokemon to help us deal with snakes? And it's like, oh, okay.
I think this is a good place to stop before we go too far. I think
Yes.
my official answer to what's going on is I don't know, and I hope they tell us soon.
I don't know, and I hope they know.
I hope they know. I'm hoping. I've got my fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. So
It's like, I'm not too worried because, like, it's a remake, so.
Yeah.
If nothing is new, it's like, okay.
I'm not concerned about BDSP or Legends Arceus individually, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Gen 8. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be the closeout to Gen 8. How are they going to handle
Most
it?
likely.
It's going to set the tone for future generations, stuff like that. And if I can't catch you for alligator for like 5 years, I'm going to walk up to Junichi Masuda and be like, hey man, we need to talk. Okay. But all right. This, on that note, that's where we'll end it. Junichi Masuda. I know you're listening.
Threat.
I know it's not a threat. It's just like, let's have a talk. But yeah, so if we'll end it there. We're going to go ahead and go to the Pokemon of the episode. So let's do that, and we will catch you guys on the flip flop.
Poke of the episode.
And welcome to the Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 248, Tyranitar, the armor Pokemon.
Its new Pokemon Snap photo dex entry reads, Tyranitar has such a sturdy body, it can even doze off in the middle of a sandstorm. We saw it waiting in the desert, hoping for a suitably strong opponent to come along.
Mm-hmm.
It's lazy. That's what we're getting from this.
I mean, Tyranitar is a good Pokemon.
He is. It's one of the timeless ones.
I actually don't know a generation where he hasn't been good. Like,
Yeah, or relevant. Yeah, or not relevant.
he's been relevant ever since he's existed.
He was like the only weather Pokemon in Gen 3, right?
Yes, I believe so. Because
I mean, apart from Groudon Kyogre, but like, we don't count those.
yeah, I think you're correct. He was the only weather Pokemon in Gen 3. To be fair, you couldn't catch him in Gen 3 until I think
Stadium. He was like the final boss of Stadium's Pokemon.
not Stadium. You mean Coliseum, right?
Or Coliseum, yeah.
Yeah, you could catch him in Coliseum, but so I always say all the time, like, oh, you needed Coliseum and XD. You don't actually need those to complete the decks because they're not official games.
It was in the post game of Fire Red Leaf Green too.
That's where it was. It was Fire Red Leaf Green. You could catch Pupitar, or not Pupitar, Larvitar.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like the only place you could get it.
I mean, it was really hype seeing it at the end of Coliseum.
It was. I mean, Coliseum and XD were so cool for the reasons that I stated. It'd be really cool earlier to like see the rest of the decks finish. It was because these were all Pokemon that you were missing for such a long time in Gen 3.
Mm-hmm.
By a long time, I mean like a year. But you could like see them and they were back and you could transfer them over to Ruby and Sapphire when you were done.
Like, the second Tyranitar started up the Sandstorm, it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because you didn't see weather abilities outside of your box legend from Ruby and Sapphire. So
You're absolutely right. Actually, Tyranitar's the big one from that game too. Yeah, that was like level 55, everything.
yeah, it was the final boss.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I didn't think about it that way. So, to get back to more Pokemon type things with Tyranitar, he's got a base HP of 100, which is pretty solid. Base attack of 134, which is pretty solid. Base defense of 110, again, pretty good. Special attack, 95. Special defense, 100, which gets boosted in the sand, by the way, because he's a rock type.
Mm-hmm.
And he sets his own stand. So it's effectively like base 150 in the sand. Special defense. And he's got a base speed of 61, which is not great, but that's okay. We still love him anyway.
Yeah.
And he has a hidden ability, and I think it's like a nerve, isn't it? It is.
I think so. Who cares? You're running Sandstream.
Yes.
Like, if you're not running Sandstream, you're not running Tyranitar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's such a cool Pokemon, though. Like,
He is.
like his typing isn't great either because he's got, I think, something like 7 weaknesses, but the defenses on him are insane.
As long as you keep him away from fighting type attacks, he's gonna be okay.
He's probably okay. He'll take a super effective ground, bug, steel, water, grass, or fairy type move.
Yeah, just don't let them punch him.
To be fair, he also has a lot of resistances because he has the rock typing. He's resistant to normal, flying, poison, ghost, fire, and dark. I thought rock resisted rock. Today I learned it does not.
No. It's very sad to watch an Aerodactyl take super effective
damage from stealth rock. Yeah. Oh, that's just one of those things that like it never crosses my mind, because nobody's running rock types. Because rock is in my opinion the second best offensive typing for moves,
but like the second worst defensive typing.
Yes, it's right behind ice in both of those categories.
Yeah,
it's right behind ice, and so not a lot of people run rock types, but you run rock type moves like Stone Edge. Outside of Tyranitar, though, Tyranitar is really good because his defenses are insane. So we've got a Battle Stadium singles team for you this week, which you guys can use for the Summer League. Summer League is what it's called. And you guys can just go into town with it. This team actually looks pretty fun. And it's actually really standard outside of the Tyranitar. So the Tyranitar gives you a little bit of spice, but everything else will teach you how pretty much every other Pokemon works. So let's dig into it. I'm going to grab the Tyranitar first. This Tyranitar has an Assault Vest, so not only do you get the boost from the sand, but you also get the boost from the Assault Vest for your special defense. Sandstream, obviously. 236 HP, so you're a bulky boy. 292 defense, so you're a little bit defensive. And then 180 special defense, so you're taking all those special hits all day long. This is a special wall as long as sand is up. This is a sassy nature, so you're boosting that special defense even more.
We don't care about our speed.
No, who cares? It's base 61. And then you've got Stone Edge, Payback for Stab, Earthquake, and then I enjoy this a lot, Ice Beam.
Ice Beam.
I enjoy Ice Beam a lot because Tyranitar, like we were just saying, has a decent special attack stat. And running mixed Tyranitar was such a fun way to cheese back in Gen 4. You could run Thunderbolt on your Tyranitar.
Oh, right. I remember that. I remember the first time a Tyranitar hit me with a Thunderbolt. I was so confused and angry.
I like Special Mega T-Tar. That was fun, too.
Special Mega T-Tar was also fun. Mega T-Tar in general was fun, and I miss it dearly.
Yeah, despite being a pseudo-legend, it never felt like it was oppressive.
It wasn't oppressive, but it was good. It was fun. Yeah. Tyranitar was one of the few Pokemon you could run as both Mega and non-Mega.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like Tyranitar. He's a fun, cool dude. All right. So the next Pokemon on this team, I'm just going to grab this other one down below it, is Garchomp holding the Light Ball. I know what's happening here. So this is Cheese. This is Cheese as well. The ability is Rough Skin because Garchomp has that, and I think something dumb that doesn't matter. And he's got 172 HP, 4 attack, 116 defense, 76 special defense, and 140 speed with a Jolly Nature. He's got Earthquake, Rock Tomb, and Stealth Rock. The fourth move is Fling, which is what the Light Ball is for. And if I'm correct in remembering this, Sigma, correct me if I'm wrong, when you fling a Light Ball at your opponent, they get paralyzed.
That is correct. And it can paralyze the ground types.
Yes, it can.
That's cool.
You can paralyze your Lando T.
They're never expecting it. It's great.
What cheese. What cheese. Okay, we're going to let Jushiro take these next two.
Well, these lesser cheese ones, we start out with Cinderace for G-Max purposes. It's going to have the Focus Sash, so it can take the hit with the ability Libero, which is its hitting ability. And the EVs are straightforward, 252 attack, 4 on special defense, and 252 on speed with an Adamant Nature, which is the only thing that is out of bounds here, kind of weird. But he will hit hard with Pyro Ball, Gunk Shot, High Jump Kick, and Sucker Punch. I have to say, Gunchuck has been one of my unexpected favorite moves lately. Really like this bad big boy is meant to hit and hit hard. Alongside him, it's going to come with Zapdos with a Life Orb and the ability Static, because I don't think... Well, he comes with Pressure too, I guess. Because all of them come with Pressure. The EV spread on this is 28 defense, 236 special attack, and a 244 speed with a modest nature to amp out that special attack. Which it's worth noting that it's IV. It's preferably 0 attack. Mm-hmm. This is for its attack, discharge, hurricane, heat wave, and roost. What is the purpose of the 0 attack?
Because people like to use foul play a lot.
It reduces damage from foul play or confusion.
Yeah, that's it. It's literally
Gotcha.
It's literally like a min-max type thing. You know what I mean? It's nothing else.
Right.
It's just a min-max.
Does it matter if you don't have the 0 attack? No.
No,
Gotcha.
It's like for fringe situations where you're just like, I want to minimize my foul play damage or my confusion damage.
Like, unless you're like weak to dark types, I
Yeah.
don't think it matters too much most of the time.
I would agree with that.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'll close us out with the last 2 members. We have a grass and water Pokemon to finish that fire water grass core. So yay.
Decent core. Actually, you have both core. You have both the fire water grass core and the fantasy core here, which is kind of nice. You have the dragon.
I do finish off the fantasy core too. Nice.
Yeah, and 2 of them overlap to be fair, but
all right. So first off, we got Ferrothorn holding leftovers using the ability Iron Barbs because we're never running Anticipation Ferrothorn. Just don't. Max HP, 228 in defense and 28 in special defense with an impish nature and 0 speed. I don't know why we're not relaxed, but whatever. We have Gyro Ball, Leech Seed, Toxic, and Protect. We are a Ferrothorn. That is not body pressing. That is what we're... We stall things out, they take a lot of residual damage, and we can Gyro Ball if we feel offensive, or if we're taunted.
Yeah.
And last up, we have Tapu Fini bringing the Water and Fairy to the team holding that Citrus Berry. Ability Misty Surge, and we have 244 HP, 196 defense, and 68 speed with a bold nature, running that Scald, Moonblast, Nature's Madness, and Taunt. Fun times.
woo.
And I think that's just standard Fini as well.
No, I feel like that's standard. I guess the Ferrothorn wasn't super standard, but it's still a Ferrothorn doing Ferrothorn things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's doing old Ferrothorn things.
It's like old Ferrothorn things, not the new Ferrothorn.
I prefer Iron Defense body pressing Ferrothorns, but
Yes.
Old faithful Ferrothorn over here can work just fine.
Yes. He doesn't need to do new tricks.
No, he's one of the few Pokemon that still has access to Toxic, apparently. So, get rid of walls.
All right. So that is the team. If you want to use it, you can go over to our Discord server and grab it as a rental code. If you're a patron, look out. I might set something up so you can start collecting these guys every week. So definitely keep an eye out for that as well. All right. On that note, we're going to go ahead and we are going to kick it on over to the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails! Mail!
And welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag's the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com and let us know your thoughts on Pokemon, the world, everything in between. It's going to be a really, really good time all around for that. But you can also win the Green Tauros badge here because this segment, as always, is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hoofs.
And yeah, if it's kind of random. If you give us good feelings in your email, you'll win the badge. Last week, I believe you were all asked, what do you think about the E3 reveal? Thatch wasn't on that show, but he probably would have asked the same thing. So let's go ahead and jump into these emails. Our first one is from Trevster, the late night legend, and I'm going to go ahead and read his thoughts. He sent it in before E3, the E3 presentation, by the way. Howdy, Thatch, Whim, Sigma, and all of PUCL. It's actually Jushiro and Sigma today. The sheet is in flux. The sheet is in flux.
It took a while to update that sheet. It's fine.
I'm assuming the mailbag question is about E3 predictions, but I'm writing in before finishing the end of last week's podcast and before this week's Nintendo Directs, so I'm as blind as you were last episode. You can always find the question, by the way, in the show notes. 100% always in the show notes. However, I agree with Linian's worst-case scenario being generic gameplay, announcing how online will work, and ending with ominous shots of the legendaries. Yeah, we didn't even get that. And honestly, that would be my hope, too.
That would have been my worst case scenario as well.
Here's my wish, hope, and expectation for the news we'll get about BDSP. One, my wish is that there will be something equivalent to a Delta episode for each legendary. Regigigas, Heatran, Shaman, Darkrai, Cresselia, and Arceus. That's a lot to ask for, so that's why I say that's my wish. Maybe they could bundle some together or tie in Legends Arceus in some way. I hope legendaries are given good treatment to celebrate the gen that introduced such a huge amount of legendaries given to us. That's true.
8th gen is the charm.
I mean, I thought that legends were really well handled in Crown Tundra.
I liked Dynamax Adventures. I still like them.
Dynamax Adventures was cool, but also like Peony just saying, hey, here's a list of things you can go do. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
The DLC is the best part of Gen 8 that by far.
Oh, easily. Isle of Armor is just a nice area.
Isle of Armor was great. I thought Crown Tundra was great. I think my only complaint with Crown Tundra is that the number of Pokemon Crown Tundra added was still around 100, but a lot of them were legendaries.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest gripe with Crown Tundra.
Another issue I had with Crown Tundra is just getting to raids is a pain in the butt.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, I never want to raid in Crown Tundra because it is a pain to find where those raids are.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think Crown Tundra, because my only complaint was I really liked Isle of Armor because there wasn't a lot of story. There probably was more story / things to do in Crown Tundra than there were Isle of Armor.
Yeah.
But in Isle of Armor, I really liked it because there were 100 Pokemon for me to go around and go catch.
Yeah.
And it was much more open.
Well, yeah, but it was like 100 Pokemon in the wild. You know what I mean? Like, I get to go catch 100 Pokemon out in the wild. And now in Crown Tundra, it was like, oh, here's like 30 new Pokemon that you can go catch in the wild, and the rest of them are legendaries. Have fun. And I hated walking into the Crown Tundra and seeing that the dex was like more than 70% full. You know what I mean? That's what I didn't like.
Yeah.
It's not bad like, it's not saying that Crown Tundra was bad. It's just saying like, yeah, this is something that I noticed that I wish was improved upon.
It was less exciting because it's like, oh, everything's legendary.
Yep. That is my only gripe. Otherwise, I think it's perfect and flawless.
Yep.
All right. Second, my hope is that even though BDSP is based off Diamond and Pearl, it'll use the decks and additions of Platinum, including the return of Battle Frontier, and challenging all the Frontier brains for their gold and silver badges. I don't think they were gold and silver in Diamond and in Platinum. I don't think they were gold and silver. I think they changed them.
How long have we been asking for a new Battle Frontier?
Since the last Battle Frontier.
Since Black and White.
Since Black and White.
Because I know that the Auras one was disappointing, I think.
There wasn't one.
There wasn't one, right?
And what's even worse is it was like jerking the chain. Because it was like, here's a model of the Battle Frontier.
No, it's the Battle Tower that's going to be part of the Battle Frontier.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
It was so frustrating.
This is why I made the joke of putting Rose Tower East into Sinnoh remakes this time.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. All right, let's see. I think that this is likely, even if it's a little more than what should be expected. We'll actually be able to find out if they give us more like shots of Sinnoh, because there are a few locations that are different in terms of their Platinum and Diamond and Pearl appearances, mostly Team Galactic buildings. Mm-hmm. And like they drastically change from Platinum to Diamond and Pearl, and I would love to see the Platinum models used.
Yeah.
If we see that, I think that's a good sign that we're going to get essentially Platinum decks, but with Diamond and Pearl version exclusives, which I think would be fine.
I feel like we're likely to see an Evil Team trailer at some point.
Yeah. Oh, they have to talk about Team Galactic, because there's going to be a trailer talking about the Team Galactic logo in Legends Arceus on your shoulder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because there definitely is like an older version of that logo on your shoulder in the shots, but we'll see.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that not being answered though, and finding out in Arceus.
Yeah. And then let's see. 3, my realistic expectation is, as mentioned above, what Linian said about getting just basic news. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in the Summer League, and encourage everyone listening to give it a try, especially if you haven't gotten into online / competitive battling yet. It's the perfect jumping in point for you, and even a total rookie will enjoy playing with whatever team you already have, or even using the Pokemon of the episode teams provided. Have a great week, everyone. Trevster, the late night legend. We appreciate that, Trevster, as always. He did send a follow-up, but I don't think it's... Oh, yeah, he was just talking about other things. All right, so I'm going to let you pronounce this one, Sigma, from our next email.
Yeah, let's go with Genoom. It might be Gnoom, but I'm going to go with Genoom.
Genoom, his choice.
Genome? I don't know. Hello, Puckle Crew and fans. What it do, Puckle Crew? Hurts me every time I hear it. Like sandstorm damage.
What it do, Puckle Crew? That's a good comparison. I like that a lot.
That is pretty good. Genome here, sending in my first email, and it's a bit of a long one, so I apologize in advance. It's not that long. I started listening to Puckle in January of 2021 because I was looking into purchasing Pokemon Sword and Shield and got hooked into listening to Puckle. It's actually kind of ironic that I was listening to one of the older episodes recently about 2019 E3 for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Oh no. When episode 497 came out, talking about 2021 E3, I have been jumping around the old Puckle episodes and have to say that I am very happy with how the podcast is laid out now. Listened to episode 1 for a few minutes and had to change it. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm sorry that you listened to it. Also, at the beginning of episode 1, no matter where you listen to it, there is a warning at the beginning of it where I go, do not listen to this. Go listen to something later.
It is here for archival purposes only.
That is literally the only reason it's there.
At some point, we have to start enjoying it like people enjoy The Room, the movie.
Oh, no. No, we don't.
It's just so bad, it's good.
Puckle episode, like, the first 100 or so episodes of Puckle are pretty bad. There's some gems in there, but, like, they're pretty bad. My phone number's in there. I did that to relight the fire, because people will start digging for it, and they never find it.
I remember that.
They never find it.
Okay, I'll continue on now, though. I work second shift as a custodian in a high school, so when all the kids leave, I get to listen to you guys talk Pokemon, and I'm learning a lot and enjoying listening to the crew every night at work. I'm also going to date myself here. I was 9 when Red and Blue came out.
Oh, you're in good company, sir.
I think he's fine. I think he's perfect. I think
You're
think
fine.
all of us were
There's
at least
worse.
9 when it came out. Like, I think I might have been 8. I might have been 8. It was the end of second grade, beginning of. It was beginning of third grade for me. Yeah, it was 98, right? Yeah.
As one of the oldest Pokelonians, I can tell you, you're fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
I remember people playing it over the summer between my 3rd and 4th grade year, and I got it like 4th grade.
That's when I got big. I was a quote unquote early adopter. It turns out, and that was accidental.
Yeah, I remember getting a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Blue for Christmas. That was cool.
I only got it because my parents told me I could get another game or something like that for my Game Boy Color. I just got in the Game Boy Color like the summer beforehand because we were going across country or something like that to visit some relatives, and my parents wanted to drive it and do a road trip. And so they're like, oh, you can have a Game Boy Color so you have something to do in the car. And so they bought it for me, and I got the Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for Game Boy Color. I remember that game fondly, only because it was my first like video game ever, essentially.
Its zoom aspect ratio was so bad.
It was very bad, but I bought it for the DS because it came out on the Virtual Console for the 3DS. And so I bought that only because it's very nostalgic for me. There's apparently multiplayer. Fun fact, I don't think it's good.
I can't imagine it is.
It's not very good. And it was it was a time. But then I got Pokemon Blue because my parents told me I could get like a second game a few months later. And so I remember walking in there, and I don't know anything about video games at this point, right? I just played Super Mario Brothers Deluxe and thought that was like the bee's knees.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at and I bought it solely based on the box art. I saw this really cool turtle with cannons on it, and I'm just like, that's it. I'm buying it.
That was my first one too.
Yeah.
I bought it like in October though. I bought it in like October of 98.
Yeah, I was like at the end of 5th grade, if not the beginning of 6th grade. Or at mid 5th grade when I got into Pokemon and I tried out my cousin. I have an autistic cousin I used to visit all the time. And he had red version, and I'm like, oh, let me try it out. And I completely erased his save file because I did.
Oh no!
Because I was a jerk apparently. And I started it. He wasn't that far off, okay. But for you screaming at the radio right now. But it got me hooked. It immediately got me hooked. Then I immediately asked like my parents, like, I need this. And I went, and I specifically got the blue version because my cousin had the red version. I'm like, I want the other one. And fun times.
That's good. Oh, all right. Keep going, Sigma. We went on a nice tangent there.
I was 9 when Red and Blue came out, and Red was my first Pokemon game I owned. Favorite gen is Diamond because it gave us Luxray, who is my favorite Pokemon. Good choice.
Luxray should be Dark type.
It should be.
Yeah, it should.
But it's still got a cool design.
Is there an electric Dark type outside of Hamtaro?
I don't think there is.
It's just more Pekka, right?
It's just more Pekka, yeah. Little hamster, big adventure, it's fine. Me and my 4 brothers have owned every single main Pokemon game that has come out. But the last one I played before Shield was Black 1, and I stopped after the 3rd gym leader. To the mailbag question. No Pokemon reveal at E3? I was actually hoping to hear something about PDSP, because all I have seen hasn't really been much.
None of us have seen much. We got the 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes of reveal so far.
We're hungry.
Yeah, we've been peeling those 2 minutes.
We've just been talking about those 2 minutes for like the past 4 months.
So since there isn't really anything to talk about as far as E3 Pokemon goes, I offer a question to Puckle. If you could travel to any region in the Pokemon world, where would you go and why? What would be the first thing you do when you get to that region?
Okay, wait, time out. This is the new mailbag question. So, this is the new mailbag question. Because it's way better than the E3 nonsense we talked about today.
Yeah. That's a good one, though. I guess I would say the logic within me would say Alola. Because the weather's nice, you got beaches, it's very friendly.
I think this is also the next podcast topic. This is the next podcast.
But man, going to a real life Kanto would be like, oh my god, this, oh my god, that. It's like, it would be like a theme park.
I think Kalos would be cool.
Kalos would be cool.
Kalos would be good.
I like Kalos the best, I think.
I studied a lot of French in high school, so I'd love to go to Kalos. I look forward to listening to the next Puckle episode when it comes out. I also hope to start doing some Pokemon raids, raid battles, and who knows, maybe even get into the Summer League once I figure out competitive battle strategies.
Just grab the team of the episode.
Catch you on the flippity flop, Genome.
All right.
I like Gnome better.
Gnome or Genome?
Genome.
Gnome sounds like a Pokemon that doesn't exist yet. Like Gnome. Yeah. It also vaguely sounds like the sound Yoshi makes. Like ba-dum, ba-dum.
Yep.
Our last email today is going to be from HDM.
HDM writes in and says, "Hello, Thatch, Sigma, and Jushiro. HDM here. I have the 3 of you. I hope the 3 of you had a wonderful week. Well, since this week question was about E3, I feel like I should at least mention it. I quite like Nintendo's E3 show, since a lot of stuff I was looking forward to got shown, but unfortunately there was a severe lack of Pokemon goodness during the presentation. However, we did get a bunch of Pokemon goodness this week in the form of Pokemon Unite News Drop. Yep, we discussed this during the topic. It's just weird that they didn't take advantage of the time.
I still think it's just like, maybe Tencent gets canceled. And we can Jared from Subway erase them from existence.
I still think that they wanted the exclusivity so they don't have to share the spotlight with other people.
Yeah. Well, the missed opportunity is that there was basically almost no spotlight in this E3 for anyone except Nintendo.
I mean, everyone was talking about Metroid and Advance Wars. So,
yeah.
To be fair, the bar was very low, but Nintendo definitely won.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm excited for Mario Party.
Dude,
it looks really
my
fun.
Gosh, same. I thought about you. I thought about you when it came out, and it also makes sense why they opened up they added that random update to Super Mario Party recently.
It's like, they figured out network compatibility. Cool.
Well, no, that was what I figured. I'm just like, they're going to drop another Mario Party game and they want to make sure it works right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a new Mario Party game. Disappointingly, it's like a best of, but it's okay.
I don't think that's disappointingly. It's like 5 old boards and 100 old mini games.
Legitimately, if they just remade them and just bundled them together like in an All-Stars pack, I think I'd be just as happy.
That would be amazing.
Like, give me Mario Party 1 through 7. Give me boards from 1 through 3 are the best ones, to be fair, though.
Yeah, like those are where the boards are from, and the mini games are from all of the 1 through 7. It's like, sweet. And you can use the Pro Controller, which is why I haven't bought Super Mario Party yet.
I bought Super Mario Party, but I'm very excited because I've been wanting to play Mario Party online with people for the longest time. Super Mario Party isn't good.
No, it forces you to use Joy-Cons, and it's like
it's not good.
They're like, yeah, you can use the Pro Controller. It's like, oh, okay, this is a good Mario Party. I'm happy.
Welcome to Speckle.
We'll have to do like a community game night on stream or something.
Oh,
yeah.
I want to get into that now that we've got a regular Twitch schedule otherwise.
Yeah.
So I want
we got to get into that.
I want to do like an occasional not Pokemon game night. But continue.
That would be fun. Okay, so continuing on, it says, I'm going to be honest, I didn't care at all about the game when it was first revealed last year. It looked like a cheap version of a MOBA, a genre, so I say that, I said it real nice, a genre which doesn't appease me that much. From time to time, though, 2 of my friends kept asking me about Unite. Basically, because I'm basically the Pokemon nerd in my group. We all been there at some point. Mm-hmm. And I started trying to find more things to like than things to dislike about it, since that might be a good game for me to play with them. Yeah, take the opportunities to bring non-Pokemon friends to Pokemon games that have the genre that they interest in them.
That's the whole reason they do this stuff too, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's about bringing them into the franchise more than bringing them just to the game.
They're trying to bring them into the Pokemon brand. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They want global domination, guys.
Yeah. Well, they're right there with Disney on that. So before the news we got this week, I was in this weird spot between not really looking forward to the game, but also trying to find some qualities about it. It all changed after all the information and videos released this week. I'm actually really like what I saw, no joking. The gameplay looks very fun and more depth than I expecting. I mean, MOBAs are like that. You see them from afar and you're like, there's not much there. And when you play them, you're like, oh no, there's too much in there. And I'm also a fan of most of the playable Pokemon that were revealed. My favorites being Cinderace and Gengar. Ooh, good choice on the second one, I have to say. And when I showed my friend the videos, they were very hyped about the game, which, not gonna lie, brought a smile to my face. That's how I felt when Go was out. When Go was shown and I saw all the non-Pokemon fans just completely being so into it. It was a good time. 2016.
I mean, both those years we were alive and very old, so
Unite might even be a good starting point for me to get interested about MOBA genre, just like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon got me into the dungeon crawlers. That's one genre I haven't been able to get into, dungeon crawlers, the way that Mystery Dungeon is portrayed, those by Square for the grid. Pokemon dungeon crawlers, I have a hard time with them. Anyway, that's beside the point. Continuing on, I'm doing my best to not overhype myself or anything like that, but overall I think the game looks promising. Oh, that sounded like me when they announced Pokken.
Pokken wasn't good though.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm trying not to get myself overhype. That's what I meant. It looked really good when it's come out, but then it got old real quick.
It's okay. Pokken was like a little stepping stone on the way to new Pokemon Snap, which was pretty good.
That's true.
That's true.
Pokemon Snap's great.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. It's been so busy, I haven't even played it. I have to get it.
You need to do it.
Yep, I need to. Outside of that topic, my week has also been a lot of fun due to the beginning of Summer League. I had forgotten how much fun it is to try to collect all the badges and also to watch my favorite Puckle friends getting them all. I hope it helps a bunch of new players get into competitive Pokemon, just like last year's league was my starting point. I think I'm already grown a bit as a player since then. So much fun and wholesome competition. Summer League is great, guys. These guys over here do such a wonderful job and they make so many sacrifices to be on schedule for you guys. It really is a great time. So you like both of our emails here, you should jump into that if you haven't experienced what is PUCL competitive gaming, which is not as intimidating as you think it is.
No, Puckle's not Smogon, it turns out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. We don't act
intend
that way.
ourselves to be.
Yeah, we don't judge you for using your favorite Pokemon.
No.
We provide you with templates so you can use what you want.
Yep.
All about it is the community.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think I've already talked a lot. Thanks for reading my email and see you all soon. HDM.
All right. That is all the emails today. Who do we want to give the badge to?
Genome gave us a topic for next week.
That is true.
Oh, man. These were all good this week.
They were all
They
good.
were.
I like HDM's email a lot.
I'm against giving Trevor one because it doesn't change his name color. So.
Man, okay, so like I know HDM's gonna give me crap if I don't pick but Genome gave us a topic. So you know what? Genome, you win the badge. If you give us a topic, you automatically win this badge. That's the person I'm giving right now. If you give us a good topic, if you want to just like list like 30 topic ideas you have at the end of an email, that might just win you the Green Tauros badge. So, because then we can at least like craft them and mold them, or at least pick and choose. But yeah, you know what, Genome, you get that badge. Make sure you let somebody on the Discord know, and we will make sure you get that role. Yeah. All right. So if you want to email us next week, let us know what Pokemon region you would like to travel to and why. So yeah. Let's see what you guys say to that. Email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to keep up with us throughout the week, best way to do it is to go to Discord with pucldiscord.com. We have a URL. You can just type it into your computer. That way you can come hang out, do the Summer League, maybe sign up for the TTT, the Triple Tri-Attack Triathlon. The TTT.
Great name. Triple T.
It's the Triple T. That's the whole point. It's 3 people and 3 T's. It's cute. You can also follow us on social media over at Twitter at PUCL Podcast. You can follow us over on Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook. You can, of course, follow us on other platforms as well, such as YouTube at youtube.com/PuclPodcast, where you can just like get a bunch of cool videos of Pete McKee and Cloud9 using the Poke of the Episode team right now. You can also go ahead and do the not just YouTube, but also Twitch at twitch.tv/ThePuclPodcast. You can watch myself live on Tuesdays, somebody else on Thursdays, and occasionally somebody else on Saturdays. So that's always a good time. And you can always go ahead and support the show in a couple different ways. One, you can go over to Twitch, drop a Twitch Prime subscription. We always appreciate that. You can always go ahead and go to our Etsy store right now that's open until September 1st to buy some PUCL Summer League badges, etsy.com/shop/PuclPodcast. You can, of course, there's also TCG mats up there, by the way. Yeah. If we sell out of those TCG mats, I will go ahead and probably make desk mats, which are a little bit longer than TCG mats.
Ooh.
I'm saying this selfishly, by the way. Because I want desk mats. If you too want desk mats, let me know, and maybe we'll set up a pre-order. And then you can also go ahead and go over to Patreon at patreon.com/PuclPodcast, where we have exclusive shows such as we rebranded it. The anime podcast is called PACL now.
Oh.
It stands for the PUCL Anime Club Lounge. Where you can watch along with anime episodes with commentary by some of your favorite co-hosts. It's a good time. We really like doing it. So watch out. Those should be coming out by the end of this week for those of you on Patreon. You should be getting a new set of 3 or 4. Other than that, I think that's everything I usually say. So I have been Trainer Thatch.
Some say I'm Lord Jushiro.
And I've been our Sigma.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.